Hey everybody, it's Adeniki, Purpose Coach and Career Strategist. Hope you are doing well. Today, I really wanted to talk a little bit about just how to pick a good company. There's a lot of different strategies, but really there are three simple principles for picking a good company. It really reminded me, recently my son got heavily into investing. We got him an investing course and he's really kind of digging into the nitty gritty and trying to understand how to pick the best stocks and things like that so that we can, kind of get him into that whole investing pool. And as we were kind of going over our criteria for picking stocks, three things really stood out to me. I shared with him that obviously you wanted to pick a company with a viable product, like a long-term viable product. That definitely had to be one of the keys. But the second thing that you really wanted to think about is who's the leadership? Is the leadership really strong? Do they have strong character? Because again, at the end of the day, if you're using your gifts but don't have strong character, then you're probably not gonna, like I said, that business is probably gonna go under because you're gonna somehow undermine it. And then the third thing is that you're using your gifts. Like I said, you're doing something that it's a business that the owners and the people that are involved are highly passionate about, and they're really using their gifts. They're things that really come very naturally to them in order to propel that business forward. So it's not just a money maker. And it's like you can make money, but it's a grind and you don't really enjoy it. And so those were the three things that kind of came to mind. And we talked about in terms of him picking stocks. And so, as I was thinking about, how do you pick a good company? How do I share with people? How do you pick a good company? Because I know that's on a lot of people's minds these days with everything going on with COVID. A lot of people are starting, they're wondering, okay, what's a good company how do I pick a good company for those that are hiring? How do I know that they're gonna, they're gonna be around for a while, get established? So you might have a little bit of fear around which companies to go and get connected with that are gonna have some long-term viability. And so honestly, I just wanted to get on here and share those three same principles. Again, we can get into the strategies about how to kind of get that company list built and how to really pick that company. But it really comes down to three major things. You have to do your research, and in your research, you really need to be thinking about, is this company's product a viable long-term product? And by long term, you really want to be able to look 10, 20 years down the line and say, I can really see this product actually hanging on, being in here. So long-term viable product, that it's really helping people, is the one thing you definitely want to look for when you're doing your research on the company. Again, you definitely want to pay attention to the leadership. There's been so many scandals over the past decade of people who were over very large organizations that you thought were they were super strong and that they had a long shelf life, but come to find out the leadership was actually corrupt. They didn't have the right character, and so therefore when they went down, the business went down. And so you definitely want to make sure you're keeping an eye on the leadership at these particular companies and really kind of see, is this a solid person? Does this person have some good moral values? Because it does matter. Character absolutely does matter. And then the third thing is you really want to follow people, or look at companies where they're using their gifts, meaning these are things that they were built to do, and they know these things really, really well, and they hire people and they want to get connected with people who also are using their gifts. So it's not just a bunch of people coming together to try and figure out what's the next biggest money maker. Again, because we know that you can kind of get in something and make some money short term, but if you're not using your gifts and really you don't have a passion for it, you're not going to be able to stick with it long term. And so, like I said, when you're looking for a company, you want to make sure it's going to be around a while. And the best way to do that is to make sure that you're connecting with companies where the people are definitely dedicated to professional growth, building their gifts, and all of that good stuff. So again, just wanted to quickly come on and just share my heart on how to find a good company. They are still out there, and believe me, companies are they're being born every single day. And so it's really about doing your due diligence. Don't just wait for a job or a company to pop up on a job board. Start going out there and actually actively doing research to see, what are some up and coming companies, what's the forecast look like, what's the leadership, what's their character and their style of leadership, and looking for people that are actively involved in things that they are deeply passionate about. And that's going to really help you find a really great company to get started with.